All right, I think we are live. And hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome to our final conscious coaching conversation for 2020. We are as excited as you are, I'm sure, that it is the end of 2020 and we have an exciting new year to look forward to. And today, we really wanted to talk about something for us that is very important as we bring this year to a close, which is looking at goal setting for 2021. It could be goal setting in a wider perspective as well, but more from a perspective also of how do we incorporate mindfulness into our goal setting process for ourselves. I'm Divya Martin. I head client and community engagement for Shinomics. I have with me my colleague and friend Manisha, who heads our coaching practice. And today we're going to go through a few things that, of course, have helped us as we refine our goals for the future years, etc. But also discuss a little bit about how it shows up for us in our coaching practice, how it shows up for us in conversations that we have as well. So, Manisha, what do you think is a good place to start this discussion?
Divya, I think reflecting, looking back before starting, it helps us see how we have grown. It gives us that confidence that, looking at what we've come through, that, okay, the future, the future will bring challenges, but yes, we've sailed through so many challenges. This is how we've grown. So we're better equipped to handle those challenges and gain momentum. So let's look at reflections on 2020. What do you think is a good way of reflecting and at 2020 and knowing your passion for coaching? I know that you'll have some awesome questions. So yes, what do you think is a good way to reflect on 2020 and gain that strength?
Yeah, I always like to start looking at what has worked out positively for me. Because while I believe that all circumstances and situations teach us a lot of things, I do believe that how we show up when things go well really is a mark of who we are as individuals. So, one of those things that really helps me to reflect is looking back on the year and thinking of what am I proud of, right, this year? What have I done that I am proud of having done, having accomplished, having completed, even? And for me, because I'm sure, like for many of us out there, this year threw like a real curveball at us. And we were just like, what's going on a lot of times. And even for me, many things took a backseat, especially as I was trying to adjust to the new way of working, the new way of living, not meeting you or anyone else, friends, all of that. And so, when I look back from today to the last 12 months of this year, or 11 and a half months of this year, I am proud of having been consistent with a few practices. I'm proud of having invested in myself, in my own growth and learning, because this year I really doubled down on that for myself. And so I'm proud of that. And that makes me feel like, what, I've really set the foundation for next year to be awesome because I've done that work on myself. So I think that is one question I always ask when I'm reflecting. What am I proud of? Um, yeah, do you have any questions you ask yourself, Manisha?
Yes, what am I grateful for?
Yeah, that's such a beautiful question.
Yes,
Yeah.
and yes, I'm so grateful for the support that that came in. Sometimes with you just asking how are you in the middle of us doing something, and in form of just being a good listener, like your friends being good listeners, or just that SOS help with ideas when when we needed it, for the strength to just cope with this uncertainty, which all of it's not been an easy year for all of us. So I think yes, that gratitude. And there was this one question, Divya, when we were doing our combined reflections, you came up with, which I really loved, which is, what did I learn about myself? And
Mm.
would you like to kind of expand on that a little bit?
Yes, absolutely. Because I think also it is important to really stop and pause and think of what have I learned from an incident, from a situation, or from the year in total. Because I also think that gives us an idea of what we don't want to do next year. Like, what do we not want to take into the future, our future, right? Um, like, I know we were having this conversation just a little while back that I've learned that I get stressed out when my well laid out plans go for a toss, because I'm a big planner. But I don't want to take that stress into next year. So just bringing that into my awareness and realizing, you know what, this is what stresses me out, gives me an opportunity to then think of, okay, first of all, does it serve me well or not? And do I want this to continue next year also, the way I react to certain situations? Um, so that learning that you have about yourself, it could be learning about how you react, about how you show up. All of those things I think are important, especially when we start looking at how do I want to live next year, right? And how do I want to show up in my different settings, whether that is at work, whether that is with my family, with my friends. How do I want to show up? Yeah.
Yeah, that feeds in beautifully to really another important aspect of reflection is what are going to be the priorities?
Mm.
What did we learn about ourselves from the year just went by? And what does that tell us about, okay, what are the priorities that we want to carry forward?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I agree. And I also think this is where mindfulness becomes a very key factor to really help us think along those lines. Because mindfulness, of course, is all about becoming aware as an individual and also being able to be in the present moment, right? And it gives us an opportunity to then think of who do I want to show up as at every moment in my life.
Yes.
And it ties back then to those values that become core for us, the values we aspire for, right? Because all of us would have aspirational values as well. Um, so yeah, so I think this whole, looking forward and visioning, okay, this is how I think Divya has to show up. I think the ideal version of Divya would look like, then gives me an opportunity to also think of, okay, from the learnings, what can I take forward and what should I drop in that case?
Yeah. And with these learnings, Divya, what do you think are some good questions we can ask ourselves to create that guiding light or the vision,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah. And this is something that I remember you shared when we were discussing also, in terms of just thinking, how do I want to be remembered?
Yeah.
It's not about what have I done and things like that, but how do I want people around me to remember me as? And that's such a powerful thing, no? Because it's not about what have I achieved in my life. It could be about that, of course, but it doesn't necessarily only have to be that. I might want to be remembered as being a kind person, as someone who was compassionate, as someone who spoke her truth, and that could be the vision I have for myself. It could also be that I want to be seen as someone who achieved, I don't know, turned around a business or whatever it is, right? For each of us out there. But at least becoming aware that this is how I want to be and this is how I want to be remembered as, I think that is an important question that, each of us can ask ourselves when we envision a future for ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And any other questions, Divya, that you think provide a good guidance system? I know one that you like is about, making a difference and contributing. That's very important to you. So if you were
Yeah.
to, if you were to share how do you look at that while creating a vision for
Mm.
yourself?
That's so interesting you asked because I have a coach for myself as well. And this week I had this conversation with my coach just about, what is that vision or what is that purpose that I have for my life? And it came out beautifully through a metaphor,
Mm.
and I realized those metaphors, just, giving like a picture behind your vision makes it
Mm.
so powerful and makes it so real in a way. Like all these days, it was very abstract in my head, but now I have a proper image behind my vision,
Hmm.
you know.
Hmm.
And that, like you said, you know, what is one area, for example, and this is a question I would ask myself, what is one area that I want to make a difference in?
Hmm.
It could be anywhere, right? It could be in my career, it could be in my personal life, but what is that one solid area I want to feel like I have contributed to, I have created an impact in? You know, that is something that for me really stands out. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Which leads me also to Manisha. I'm also curious to know about you, right? How do you set out goals for yourself? How do you set out, you know, what do you want to do next year? Like, how do you decide that?
Yeah. So I think Divya, that's born out of questions like the ones that you were asking, like how, how do I want to be remembered? Where do I want to create an impact? Um, and as as I've journeyed through various years, I've realized that there are two ways in which it works for me. One is asking that one area,
Hmm.
and this year it's interesting, as we are speaking, what comes to my mind is that okay, maybe what are different aspects of me as a person that I want to nurture, and maybe it could be multidimensional. Like one, when I was reflecting, one realization that came to my mind, and I kind of just drawn it when you spoke about image. It came to my mind was that actually there are this year taught me that there are multiple areas of my life that are important. Like there's health, there is my own um, personal growth in terms of how I work with my own emotions, what I learn from them, stimulating my intellect, or spiritual growth, relationships, me being a parent. And if all of this were to come into my vision, that would what would that need, what would that ask of me? And the answer that came to me was taking responsibility.
Hmm.
And I think from that taking responsibility is born a commitment. And I think to me that is, you know that helps me create goals. That okay, if I take full responsibility of this area, and it could be of that one area that we were speaking about, one area, whatever it may be, whatever resonates with us, then what am I willing to commit? And that answers the question about okay, what is the goal? uh, and in the in the last conscious coaching conversation that we had, you spoke about blocking that time
Hmm.
with your kids, and that really inspired. My daughter was listening to our video. She loves doing that, and she said, "You know what, mom? Divya auntie is booking that 1 hour." And then I was thinking, okay, in the area of parenting, then what is my vision? And my vision was that okay, can I nurture each dream that she expresses, even if it is very short lived, even if
Hmm.
it's just 2 minutes. Can I just see how I can pay attention to that, listen, bring in some information that she wants. And then the next question was, okay, if I want to take that responsibility, what is the commitment? You know, the commitment was, okay, can I be fully present with her? And then taking a cue from you, when I was jotting it down, it was like, okay, the goal could be I be present with her for 1 hour, every day, where it's her time to express whatever she wants to. Um, and then what is the action that I need to take, or actions, which
Hmm.
is really clearing out other things, putting it on the calendar, and then respecting that commitment of putting it on the calendar, and you know being fully present with her, being enthusiastic about bringing those, bringing life to whatever she's sharing with me. So I think that I the insight that came to me about that responsibility and then the commitment piece, that just thinking of okay, what commitment am I making, helps me create goals,
Hmm.
exciting goals. Does that make sense?
It does, because you know, I love how you've created a nuance between the vision, the commitment that vision will need from you.
Yeah.
Then it doesn't stop there, right? Then it is about taking the responsibility to also act on that commitment. And I think you broke it down beautifully, because it is one thing to have a vision, but it does take action for that vision to come to life. And you've explained how you do it in one area of your life so well, you know.
Thank
And
you.
also, I think it's important that you highlighted the fun element.
Oh, yes. Yes, absolutely.
What's the point otherwise?
Yes.
No? Yeah.
Yes. Thanks for saying that, because I feel, Divya, where everything about the vision starts is, okay, what would make this meaningful? What would make, what would bring more purpose to it? And I think fun is so important, because otherwise everything is so serious, right? And I think, when you have to bring in harmony to, and be, when we have to bring in harmony and bring in that ability to look, zoom out and look at everything, fun becomes so important, because you're able to unseriousize your mind so that you can detach from one, or at least that's how it works for me. Let me speak for myself. Detach from one area and then look at everything holistically.
Mm.
um, you know and and yeah, I think, talking about, vision and goals, um, it also becomes important that we feel aligned to the vision and the goal. Not creating them from a place of pressure,
Mm.
that okay, because this is the vision, therefore this is the goal, it can happen only, only this way. But I think when we allow ourselves to relax a little bit, that's when we can bring in the alignment and take
Mm.
that responsibility. Because there are two ways, sometimes we take responsibility which we don't want to take, and then it becomes a burden. But when it comes from within, that's when it becomes responsibility, which gives us the ability to respond and, not react, because we are feeling aligned within, we are in that place,
Mm.
uh, to, to do it with lightheartedness. um, and I think when we do it from that space, that okay, what am I feeling driven to take responsibility of,
Yes.
what do I feel like committing to, not like I have to, but what do I feel like committing to, and how can all of this be, like you said, fun,
Mm. Yeah.
right?
And it's not a key element here, because it is at the end of the day, this question of who would I need to be if I was to do all of these things.
Absolutely, absolutely. And again, two aspects of it. One is, asking that question brings us to the present when we are challenged, when we are trying to work towards a goal, which requires us to interact with others who will need to agree to some part of that goal coming true,
Yes.
and we're not getting the response that we'd like. And I think at that point of time, we ask ourselves the question, okay, who do I need to be so that this person becomes more receptive?
Mm.
um, and I think that that also takes away the heaviness, because the work is within us, or the premise is that the work is within us. Okay, who do I need to be so that the person becomes receptive? I think it gives us that feeling of strength, that we can shift things.
Yes.
And the other thing is also, like you rightly said in the beginning, about what values does one want to embody, like who do I need to be to step into this vision.
Mm.
uh, what kind of people really go chase these goals, drawing
Ab-
that inspiration and embodying those qualities, because they are within us in various proportions. It's about, okay, which one do I want to nurture now, right,
Correct.
in this moment, because everything is so dynamic. And likewise, what we need to bring out from within also changes from moment to moment. And I think that's where mindfulness really brings in the beauty, that okay, who do I need to be in this moment, because next moment maybe something else, and we have the freedom to make that choice from moment to moment, because like situations, we also are so dynamic. So I think that's one, beautiful element that mindfulness brings, that yes, there is the doing in the action that we
Mm.
need to take, the actions that emerge out of the goal, but there's also, okay, who am I becoming in the pursuit of that goal? uh, as a person, as I'm evolving, as well as, moment to moment, depending on the choices that I'm making, the responses that I'm choosing. Um, yeah. What are your thoughts, Divya?
Yeah, as you're saying this, what I'm realizing also is that there's so much research that backs this up, right? That says the more self-aware you are as an individual, the more impactful you are, for example, as a leader. And all of this is that element of self-awareness. So creating ways to become aware of yourself. And I love how you tied it in with, how everything starts from within,
Yes.
right? How you show up, what your goals are, what your actions are. It all comes from within. And that's such an empowering thought because you are in control and the choice is yours at the end of the day.
Yes. And there's so many choices
That's right.
when you start thinking about, when you start looking at it that way.
Mm.
Um, yeah. So I think uh, these were our perspectives, but I think us knowing each other for quite some time, still there was certain new elements that emerged, and like that, I'm sure those who are watching this will also have certain nuanced views of how they envision stuff, how they look at goals, and I would invite those views in form of comments or even questions, because I feel it does take thought partnership to distill visions that emerge from within
Absolutely.
and are aligned. And I think as coaches, that's something that we enjoy doing. And so yes, so any questions that we could help with are welcome in form of comments. And yes, this is the final coaching conversation for this year, if I may say so. And then we begin with a fresh series next year. So, thank you for always receiving what we bring with so much warmth, and wish you a very happy new year and a Merry Christmas. And look forward to meeting again next year with a fresh set of conversations. Divya, what would you like to add and say as we conclude?
Yeah. No, like you said, thank you everyone for always receiving these conversations with warmth and for giving us ideas also on what you'd like us to speak about and for encouraging us in this whole process as well. Wishing you all a wonderful holiday season and a great new year. And we'll see you soon next month. Yes.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.